Welcome to GodPrints, where stories of grief, faith, and healing come to life. Jenny Levitt is an author, mental health coach, and founder of Resilient Hope. If you or someone you love is navigating loss, survivor's guilt, or deep sorrow, join us. We're here to walk with you, cry with you, and remind you, you are not alone, and hope is still within reach. These are our stories. These are his GodPrints. Let's begin.
You can either fold it in and cry and woe was me, or you keep pressing on. It's in the very darkest, hardest times of life that you find out who you really are. And it's in those dark times, in those difficult situations of life. I see my 17-year-old son laying in the middle of the highway covered in a body bag. Our 20-year-old son is in an emergency operating room trying to survive, trying to make it through. And we're now being told that if he does survive, there's a very good possibility he's going to be charged with vehicular manslaughter. I made a decision very early on in this process that I'm going to choose forgiveness. I was young and dumb once as well and made many mistakes. And so I made a decision, even after we got the lawyer, to protect Caleb, I made a decision that I wasn't out to hurt these kids. I wanted, when everything was said and done, to be able to witness to them and share with them the love of Christ. If you don't process it correctly, you're going to go down a path, and for many, it's a path that you don't recover from. Caleb came out of the OR. He was in a coma. He was touch and go for a week. Honestly, the days were kind of just a blur. So I say a week, maybe a little longer than a week. While he is in he's got a traumatic brain injury, good couple of months learning how to walk again, learning how to think again, because traumatic brain injuries, you never know. Honestly, you never know what you're going to get back whenever that happens. So while he's in a coma, we have to have Jacob's funeral. And again, so grateful for our church who jumped in and helped put all that stuff together while we're just, bedside by Caleb. And honestly, man, every time I could, I'm telling Caleb, he's out. And I'm like, Caleb, you've got to fight, man. We cannot lose you. You've got to fight. You've got to fight. And he did. He did fight. So came out of the coma, went to rehab, came home in a wheelchair, graduated to a walker, then graduated to a cane. While he was recovering, he didn't want to just sit around, in recovery mode. So he actually started a business from his wheelchair selling ties. He was ordering ties from all over the world and had tie displays. And so he's got his little tie display on his lap in his wheelchair, taking it to church, selling. And everybody in the church is buying ties, and baby churches, and anybody who'd show that they're buying ties, and then he decided to go back to school while he was convalescing and got his degree. And he is now a teacher, special education teacher. He's dating and, believing God that someday soon, maybe married, by the grace of God, when he is your anchor and he is the only answer that you have, and you hold on to that anchor, he is able to navigate you through those things. I don't like using that word survive, because I don't think we're survivors. We are overcomers. By overcoming those difficulties, it gives you a depth that you can't get any other way.
Hi, friends. My heart behind every video that we make here is to help you turn your pain into some kind of purpose and your loss into hope. You won't just watch. My prayer and my hope is that you will leave with insights that you can actually take action on, and that will help transform not just your heart, but your life and your view on life. For more encouragement, tools, and connection with a supportive faith community, visit campsite.bio/Jenny Levitt. If you want to see how God can leave his fingerprints in the hardest season of your life, my book, GodPrints, Finding Evidence of God in the Shattered Pieces of Life, is full of stories, insights, and guidance to help you embrace hope again. It's available at jennylevitt.com/GodPrints. It's also available anywhere that you can buy books. And also, if you go to my resource page of jennylevitt.com, I have a free study guide to accompany the GodPrint book. So as you read our story, you can have the study guide right next to you, and hopefully, my prayer is that God uses it to help you find your own GodPrint moments in your life. Because your story is not over, friend. God is still writing it. And with every step, you can experience healing, growth, and a deeper, lasting, abiding joy than you ever imagined or ever realized was even possible.